I just play drums. I just go out and have fun, and I play drums, and it's great, you know. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because I mean, you know, I don't want to sit behind a desk all day. And it's really, you know, it's a dream come true as far as that goes. But I just don't really put too much thought into it.
And we're going out on a boys' night out! Secret home videos! I'm scared!
I have a cousin, Tracy, who is 2 years older than me, and we showed up to the house once, and my aunt answered the door and said, you know, oh, they're here, Tracy, come down. She came down the stairs, and she was totally punk, like bondage pants and chains, and she had her hair cropped and an Antiposti t-shirt on, and she was punk, and we're like, wow. Because we'd only seen that like on Quincy or whatever, and it was for real punk. And so then she took us to a bunch of shows while we were there, and I think I was about 12 years old.
Did it really affect your life when your parents split up?
I sort of became more independent early on in life. By the time I was maybe 17 or 18, I dropped out of high school and started touring with the hardcore band Scream, and toured America and toured Europe, and you know, there was no money, and you're sleeping on floors, and you're stealing food, and you're just getting by playing music, barely.
You want a major label that you take the same kind of shit that maybe Sonic Youth took or something, but we haven't really thought of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody crucifies bands when they sign to a major off of an independent, because they immediately think like, oh, big sellout, big cars, big fast, you know.
It really took a while, like a year and a half or more, until everything had happened, or after everything had happened, that I really realized, like, wow, I guess we really did kind of make a difference. So, but I mean, you hate to say that kind of stuff, because then you feel like a jerk.
You know, you've left one area of your life behind, you've moved. Is that solid with you?
Well, I mean, you don't lose it. I mean, you don't forget about it. It doesn't just go away, but it's nice to know that things keep rolling, and that there are other things to look forward to, and all is not lost, you know.
How far back do the songs on the album date?
Some of them go back to 1989, some of them 1990. So half of the songs are old, and half of the songs are from like 93, 94. You know, I'd sat in studios and played and recorded stuff and heard it in front of me, but feeling it behind you on a stage is so different. The first album was just me in the studio down the street from my house. This album is going to be the four of us, so there it will sound different. But what I've always thought, I've always taken some sort of pride in making sure that every song sounds different than the other. So you've got a song like I'll Stick Around, then you have a song like Big Me, then you have a song, or whatever. So the next album, there'll be a song that sounds like Purple Rain. I came up with There's Nothing Left to Lose. I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about the feeling that you have when you've made your way through a long-term burden, you know, or if you've been committed to something for a really long time and felt restricted by it, you get to the point where instead of torturing yourself over it, you start to kind of celebrate it, and you think, you know what, I have nothing to worry about, there's nothing left to lose, and you kind of surrender to that feeling, and all of a sudden you feel great.
Joining me, winners of 2 Grammys already tonight, Foo Fighters. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Winner for Best Rock Album and Best Short-Form Music Video. Was this in the career plan?
Well, I think we always knew that we were, you know, Grammy-bound, but no, I mean, we had no idea. It was a great surprise, though. None of us really thought we would win anything. We just wanted to come and get dressed up.
You've recorded and you're touring with Queens of the Stone Age. You've taken the Foo Fighters album and put it back. It was supposed to be out in July, I think. Put it back till fall. First of all, why Queens of the Stone Age? When did you become aware of them?
They had this band called Kyuss. Well, the funny thing is that the future of grunge music is now evolving from Palm Springs, California. A band named Kyuss, K-Y-U-S-S, which is the album of 1992. It's called Blues for the Red Sun. Josh and Nick, the guitar player and bass player, started a band called Queens of the Stone Age. And they asked me to play drums on their new record, and I said, sure. And I just thought, God, here I I'm fortunate enough to have the ability to do these two things. I can play the drums, and I can also play guitar and sing kind of in this other band. And, you know, just to be able to exercise that option, it's great, man.
Life really is good.
It's great. Who wouldn't want to do that? We kind of go day by day, you know. There are times where everyone's so burned out, you're like, man, I don't want to do this again. Like, we've been touring so hard, I don't really want to do it. And then, like, 2 days later, you can't wait to get back out on stage or get back out on tour, and you just kind of roll with how things feel, you know. And you kind of make albums as if each one is your last, you know. You don't really see it as this big career. We've never really seen it as a career. I mean, it started as a demo tape. It wasn't like this ambitious career move. The whole Probot thing started out about a year ago. Foo Fighters were doing all this promotional stuff as our album was coming out, and we were going on TV shows and playing Learn to Fly, and then doing Learn to Fly acoustic and radio stations at the little morning rush shows, and everything was just focused on Learn to Fly. So I was just kind of itching to record something that I was really excited about. And I love the Foo Fighters record, but there's a part of me that I've always been kind of this metalhead kid when I first started listening to hardcore. I think it was right before we went to go record One by One, which was the last record. That's when it sort of seemed questionable. Like, you know, have we expired yet? Or should we keep going? And we actually had a little bit of trouble making that record. We did it once, threw it away, and then came back and recorded it again really quickly. But that record and all of the shows that we played for that record, all the tours we did, really kind of solidified the band in a way. Just that we went out on all of these tours, and they were the biggest shows we'd ever done, and the biggest audiences and sing-alongs, and that really made us realize that it was something we didn't want to do without. Like, the first song on the rock record is insane. It's like Motorhead or something like that. It's super heavy. And then on the acoustic record, there's some songs that are really quiet and gentle and delicate and beautiful, and so it really shows this wide range of sound.
I usually don't start with like personal stuff, but you're a dad, so congratulations on that.
Dad, thank you. Yeah, so every day, 6:30 in the morning,
yeah,
new diaper, breakfast, read,
yeah,
Elmo, nap, get her up, put her in her day clothes, hang out, lunch, go to the studio.
And does that make being away that much tougher?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the prospect of being away with this new record?
For sure. It really is about trying to balance the two things in your life. I mean, that's the most important thing to me. I love making rock and roll music, but the most important thing to me is my family. So you have to learn how to balance the two and make them work together in order for it to work. You know, we're a real simple band. Like, we don't really need much. We started this band because we love playing music and we just wanted to have a good time. And so, you know, then all of a sudden you sell 1 million records. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. That's incredible. How could it get any better than that? And then the next record comes out, it's even bigger. And the shows start getting bigger. Then you start selling out arenas. Then you start selling out stadiums. And it's 10 years later and you're like, man, there's no way it could get any better than it's already been. And it just keeps getting, and so then you get nominated for Album of the Year and you're just like, you can't even believe it. What we do can be very temporary. Things like this aren't meant to last forever. And I don't know, we just do it like one album at a time. And you make a record and you think, you know what, if that's the last record, I'm cool, because like, what an awesome run. That was great. But it, you know, it doesn't keep you from making another one. You keep going. If you really deep down never expected any of this to happen, then when it actually happens, you just kind of look at it as a joke, kind of. Like, it's pretty funny when you think about it, you know, like, why should I be sitting here doing an interview for who, like, why would kids want to sit here and listen to me talk about playing music, you know? I mean, it's really flattering and it's really great, and it's quite an experience, but I mean, it just seems like, you know, it's just show business sometimes to me.